Hong Kong's chief executive is urging pro-democracy protesters who've barricaded themselves inside a university to leave peacefully. Carrie Lam has also asked police to treat them humanely. It's believed around 100 protesters are still inside. Officers have surrounded the campus and are arresting anyone who emerges.
We will use whatever means to continue to persuade and arrange for these remaining protesters to leave the campus as soon as possible, so that this whole operation could be able to end in a peaceful manner and lay the basis for the subsequent work by the police to stop violence in Hong Kong.
Let's go live now to Rob McBride, who's outside the university. Rob, so we've seen this steady stream of students coming out of the university. Just bring us up to date with what's been happening there, Rob.
That's right, Darren. This whole process has been going on throughout the day from first thing this Tuesday morning. We're now into the afternoon here. It has to be said, maybe in the last couple of hours, the flow of people coming out has slowed somewhat. We see one or two every hour or so now coming out. And there is a distinction in how they are treated. Those students who are over 18, who are going to face arrest and prosecution in the courts, are coming out escorted by police, are taken to waiting police vans, sometimes with wrist ties on, but a good number of the students coming out are under 18, and they are being, their details are taken. There might be further action taken against them, but for the meantime, they are released into the care of their parents or guardians and escorted away. And it has to be said that some of those under 18-year-olds do look incredibly young. They seem to be barely teenagers. In fact, we do know that of the 600 students or so who were in here, who have either escaped or have now been taken away, around 200 or so were under 18. As you heard there, Carrie Lam, the chief executive, wants the students to be treated humanely and to be seen to be treated as humanely as possible, in the hope of diffusing this whole situation. I guess there probably are maybe in the tens or dozens of students still left inside. The concern for the authorities here is that those students leave here, because the longer they remain, then there is the danger, as we saw last night, Monday night, for other protesters to take to the streets in support of them, leading to fresh clashes with police, Darren.
And Rob, this was a sustained standoff with the police, wasn't it? So what's the mood like among protesters now, and what happens next?
It is still very polarized, tensions. You can still feel a certain amount of tension. In fact, as you get some of these students being released, there are shouts from some of the people living nearby in support of them. So it certainly has exacerbated this whole situation. Has become almost a rallying point, you sense, for some protesters. So the authorities will hope that with this episode now seemingly drawing to a close, it will de-escalate things. It will take some of the tension, some of the heat out of this whole situation, because of course we are in a very important week here in the run-up to district council elections that come up here in Hong Kong. And as I say those words, it doesn't sound very exciting. These are people going to vote for their local district council as a local election, but it is being seen as a referendum in the current debate about Hong Kong's relationship with China, the autonomy and how much autonomy Hong Kong should be allowed. So it's a very important vote, and the people who are doing the protesting, either peacefully or not so peacefully, will be very conscious that the more violent the protests become, the more unrest there is, the greater the danger will be that the authorities might say they're going to have to postpone that election. Darren?
All right, Rob McBride there in Hong Kong for us. Rob, thank you.